How's it going, everybody? Happy Sunday. 1st of March, brand new month, brand new beginning. So, a new month brings me new beginnings. Set a 1 month goal today. Sit down and do this, okay? It's just set a 1 month goal today. Write it out. Write out the plan for each and every day. Out of 31 days, you should have 31 goals. 4 weeks, you should have 4 weekly goals, and then 1 monthly goal. On the daily goals, it's a little bit of work. You gotta sit down and you gotta plan your day out. It doesn't matter if you have a 9 to 5 job, then you plan your day around that. You wake up, you get ready, you go to your 9 to 5, you go to lunch, you come home. But throughout this whole process, you are paying attention to what's going on around you, paying attention to what you're thinking, paying attention to what you're feeling, and just maybe 3-letter word or 3 words in a paragraph, or 3 words next to a time on the date, something that reminds you of that moment. Or you can do it like that, or you can do it, okay, I have a goal for today. My goal today is to talk to 10 new people. Okay, so you write that goal down, and then throughout your day, I talked to so-and-so, I talked to so-and-so. It doesn't have to be 10 people within 10 minutes or whatever. You got a whole day, 9 hours, 10 hours, the whole day that you can sit down and you can talk to somebody new and just get to know them. Hey, my name's Anthony. How you doing today? I'm just trying to get to know new people. What do you do for life? What do you have any kids? Are you married? What does your days consist of? Don't be too frontal. You got to ask questions in it too. Questions about something that'll catch their attention. What are you into? What do you like to do? What are you passionate about? If we were to become friends, what would you like to gain out of this friendship? Or what do you think you could gain out of this friendship? And then, daily goal. You meet that goal, or say you don't meet that goal, then you write it down for the next day, and you do it again until you meet that goal. And then once you meet that goal, you can either keep at that goal for the same every day, or you can try and up it. Usually, if you try and up it, then you're building more confidence, because you got the first 10 people a day that you meet, but now you want to try and do 15, 20 new people a day. There's millions of people in this world, and the more people interact with other people and see what their lives are about, and kind of not really compare as you're better than them or they're better than you, but compare how things go. It brings people closer together and makes life a little bit easier, for some people. When you complete a goal, reward yourself. Where'd it go? Oops. Reward yourself, because this gives you confidence also to complete more, to do more tasks, to complete more goals. If you reward yourself, then you're giving yourself a reason to do another goal. It really doesn't have to be much. It could be, I'm rewarding myself. I'm going to go fishing for 30 minutes this day, and set a date and a time and go do it. Follow through with what you tell yourself. I'm just throwing this in there, this and that. I got notes and things. I'm just trying to go on it myself. Always ask questions about your thoughts and keep track of everything you do. I know you're saying that that's a lot of work, but honestly, it's not. In the beginning, it is a lot of work, because you have to restrain yourself to doing everything you say you're going to do. But after about 2 weeks, 14 days, then it becomes like second nature to you. So you sat down the first week, you started out, you wrote down 3 goals for the day. It took you half the week before you started seeing that you were completing 3 goals a day, no matter what they are. Self-awareness, self-help, helping somebody else, um, your work, you know what I'm saying? 3 goals a day. After the 2 weeks, then you're not even paying attention, but you're setting 3 goals a day that you're trying to complete. Um, okay. The task and move on. Move on when the day is done. Look over your tasks, and as I said before, write down the 3 words that you wrote down for whatever moment it was will give you a vivid visualization of the time that is happening. You can question every part of it. You can write down the changes you'd like to make about it. You can do so much if you just, just 3 little words about the task at hand, saying, okay, well, today when I talk to somebody, I'm going to smile a little more, or I'm going to make better eye contact with them. That's been a problem of mine. I do these lives, and I've gone back and I've been watching them, and my eye contact isn't always on the screen. I know I read from notes and things, but it seems like I'm reading more from my notes than actually making eye contact with everybody who's watching. And once you make it in your head that you need to make more eye contact, you'll start noticing that it gets you more people paying attention, because they feel like they're being talked to, if you say something that resonates with them, then they're going to take it a lot more if you're basically looking them straight on instead of looking away from them or whatever. Okay, so that's right. Yes. Okay. So now today we are going to talk about do, learn, and refine. Do or do not. There is no try. Okay, now I don't know if any Star Wars fans on here, but Yoda. I like Yoda. I like Baby Yoda too. I really want to see this new Star Wars that came out. But in a moment, I'm going to talk about learning from your clients and refining your process, which is critical to your success. Do, learn, refine. I have capitalized do here. I would like to pretend that I always had a bias for doing, but the truth is I've not. I've learned to do. I have forced myself to do in the face of fear, in the face of making mistakes. You must take your process and you must do it. Once you take the first step, you will find yourself doing it before you know it. Hesitation will destroy your confidence and getting on with it. Even in times of failure, will increase your confidence, because you will have a new learning experience, and then you can refine your process. When I started in sales at 25, I studied all the products and wanted to know the difference between all the insurance products and the investments. Before I made a decision, I wanted to be certain. What I realized is that there is no certainty in life. It's an illustration, or it's an illusion. It exists in our minds. Once I realized that experience wasn't knowledge from a book, but knowledge of real life situations that you actually lived through, I was on my way to doing. It's not at all what I thought it would be. Just like the processes I share aren't what you think them to be. If you have hesitation and fear, that may not work for you. Trust me, in my experience, which tells us that you must do first and learn from that doing. Step into it, and your confidence will go through the roof. It's important to ask for insights at the end of your client meeting. It's just as important for you to capture your own insights from a client meeting. Both your insights and your client's insights will give you an opportunity to reflect and innovate your client process. Here's an activity. You can do this activity now and in private when you get home from your client meetings. Carry around a journal or a notebook to record your thoughts. What are 3 biggest insights from your last client meeting? Eye contact, know what you're saying, and ask questions. The next question you will actually ask at the end of the client meeting, Mr. Client, what are your 3 biggest insights from our conversation today? This question accomplishes 3 things. First, this question takes your client from being in the meeting to being out of the meeting for a moment. When he is out of the meeting for a moment, the client can step back and really see what value you had to offer him. His recognition of your value will inspire him to continue the relationship with you. 2, as a salesperson, you want to model what works. How do you know exactly what works unless you get feedback? This will help you identify the patterns of what value you are really delivering and what you need to focus in on for your client meetings. Number 3, you must constantly learn from your clients and refine your process to the point where your competition doesn't even exist. Like Tiger Woods says, some days I wonder why they even bother to show up. They meaning his competition. Every interaction is a rehearsal that allows you to do, learn, and refine your process. Your confidence will go through the roof when you understand what works from your client and you know that you are refining your process so it's exactly your market's want. Know your customer and your market. Which 20% of sources are causing 80% of my problems and unhappiness? Which 20% of sources are resulting in 80% of my desired outcomes and happiness? The wisdom is in the doing. Do. Make sure you are doing in the right market niche. This will build your confidence faster than anything. Since you're a doer, I want to share with you a principle that will heighten your awarenesses and results as a sales entrepreneur. The Pareto principle and how it can help you. The Pareto principle reminds you to focus on the 20% of clients that matter most. Of the things you do during your day, and 20% really matter. Of the clients you focus on, only 20% really deliver the results. Those 20% produce 80% of your results. Identify and focus on those clients. When certain clients begin to zap your time and energy, remind yourself of the 20% you need to focus on. The 80-20 rule should guide you in focusing your market niche as a salesperson. It's a reminder to focus 80% of your time and energy on the 20% of your clients that are really important. What does this have to do with your market niche? The discovery I made was right in line with Pareto's principle. I created a list of 20 people who I believed would help us reach our multi-million-dollar month in commissions. What I didn't realize at the time was the list was created out of convenience rather than as specific niche that ultimately would deliver results. Convenience is a method of default because you accept who is in front of you at the time rather than going after what really fulfills your desires. Even back then, the sales entrepreneur was a big niche for me. people I identified with, people who made decisions quickly, people who I enjoyed spending time with, and people 28 to 45 years old. What I soon realized was I was spinning my wheels and energy on the entire list, and I started to get results from only a few on the list. The results were huge though. As I examined the list, I realized that not only was I getting the results from the people who really fit my market niche and my ideal client profile, but the additional results came as a byproduct of focusing my energy toward my real clients. What is a byproduct? Answer: an unintended result that may end up being more powerful than the intended result. It's simple. You're focusing on a client who is going to deliver blue as a result of your effort and energy being focused on this client. A brand new client or situation develops that you never expected or even saw coming. That's a byproduct. Many times the byproduct is even more powerful than the initial situation you were focused on. For example, I'd be sitting in my office with my ideal client about to inspire them into action, and they would introduce me to one of their peers who I never knew existed. And in a short period of time, the new peer would be my best client. As I started to focus more and more on my energy and my ideal client, I realized that 80% of my initial list faded away and my results came from the 20%. This is when I realized that being very clear on your market niche is what delivers results. When you're clear, you become very focused. Focused energy leads to unbelievable results. When you have a clarity and direction, your confidence is through the roof because you know that you can deliver on the result that you set out to accomplish. An activity. Question to uncover your niche. What can you be best at? What are you most passionate about? What drives your financial engine? Who is your ideal client? Out of all your clients now, who are the 20% that the results you need this month? Work smart with laser focus. Out of the 10 confidence builders I've shared with you, what are the top 2 you feel you need to focus on immediately? The niches we need are everywhere around us. They are in every step of the game, every minute, every second. Look at the guy next to you. Look into his eyes. I think you're going to see a guy who is willing to go that inch with you. Because when it all comes down, that's going to be the difference between winning and losing, between lying or living and dying. Don't worry, friends. I'm not going to quote athletes through the entire process. I'm not even a huge sports fan, but I did play college athletics, and I know how important confidence is in one's life. It's the inches between winning and losing, between living and dying. Did I just read over it again? Oops. I know you want to be the best, so please do all the exercises I have prepared for you. I'm willing to go that inch with you. I will not get off the treadmill. I will go that extra inch. Who is coming with me? Please drop a comment. Let me know. Let me know what, if anything, you're gaining from my lives, the lives that I've been doing, whether it be on baking or whether it be these network marketing tips and ways of doing things. I share my processes that I've learned. It's taken me a year to get these processes up, but I started a year ago and I made it a fact that I wasn't going to stop for 5 years. So 5 years down the road, I'm going to have a completely different way of doing these than I do right now, because I'm just starting out, I'm just getting into it. So I got to learn. I got to fail. I got to learn. I got to learn from them failures. I don't see it as failing. I see it as falling, because basically I'm a 1-year-old child starting in this. So at 1 year old, we're still trying to walk, right? We're learning from going from crawling to standing up and getting higher in the world. That's what I'm doing. I have followers. I've accumulated followers. I love it that I've accumulated followers. I never believed it would happen. I never saw it coming, but it's happening. And I'm trying to show you people how to go about it in your own ways. That's what it's about, being yourself. And once you're being yourself, then people are going to come to you. It's the vibe that you put out. It's the vibrations that you put out. Okay? It's the way you think, the way everything is. So, God bless you for showing up. Thanks again. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye now.